The first time I thought something was wrong wasn't until I got to the police desk and I walked around the corner and I looked up and I saw but one particular sergeant, Sergeant John McLaughlin, someone who I admired, and I could see concern in his face. So I knew something bad really happened. And we had a big TV set with New York 1 on it, and we saw the two towers with Tower 1 with a big black gaping hole in it, and that's when I knew this was going to be a tough day.
September 11th was the most well-documented day in the history of the world. I was actually supposed to come home that day. We were walking through the parking lot at a hospital in Brooklyn. I saw a fireball because you could see the towers were right there across the river. Prior to the fire department, I was in the Army and in the Marine Corps, and that name, Osama bin Laden, had been brought up a lot. I remember the bombing in 1993 here at the World Trade Center. And that was the first thing I thought was like, man, these fuckers bomb us again.
As we got there, it got really surreal, it got really serious. And I remember getting off the bus and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I knew this was war.
This is for real. We are under attack. The snow is paper and smoke. I was just amazed. It was like, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
If you think about it, where does a terrorist want to attack? Anywhere there's a lot of people. That's us. Our facilities, 9 different facilities, 3 major airports, bridges, tunnels, the bus terminal, the World Trade Center. They're target-rich environments.
So because people kept coming in, it was the firemen coming in, grabbing gear, and we could hear on the house radio, which is right there off the bay in the firehouse, calling Maydays on the radio. We need EMS, up at floor 50. We get EMS up here.
As we stood there, we felt so small, I saw people jumping. And, as a police officer, you're there to serve and protect, but we felt helpless.
You got to stop and you count to 10. Give yourself that moment to kind of reset, give your brain that second to reset, and then, all right, let's go to work.
We started following Sergeant McLaughlin and it was literally a war zone. Made our way to Tower 2, not knowing that Tower 2 was in distress.
I realized there's body parts and there's plane pieces. Then there was some other people in there who had gotten hit with smaller pieces of debris, bleeding and some burns and scrapes. And my partner Brian, he backed the ambulance up to the apron outside a tent house, opening our cabinets and getting everything out, and took out the triage tags.
We started leaving Tower 2, and that's when explosion happened. We turned around, saw a humongous fireball within the lobby. It was a miracle that there was a doorway there. In his quick thinking, he saw the wall of debris coming to us, and he thought if I could get my team around the corner from this freight elevator, the beams might deflect the explosion. Unfortunately, it trapped 3 of us. Dominic Pizzulo, myself, and the sergeant were trapped alive. The other 2 officers, Antonio Rodriguez and Christopher Amoroso, perished on the initial collapse.
You went outside and you looked up and everything was the whole world was on fire. We're here for the next 24, 48 hours. If we die here today, we die here today. But I'm not leaving Brian. I'm not leaving these people.
That left us 3 fighting for our lives. After a little bit, Dominic was able to free himself, was working on me when the second tower fell. And unfortunately, that took his life. And that left me and my sergeant fighting for our lives for many, many hours. It wasn't until 8 o'clock that evening that we heard voices in the distance. There was 2 Marine reservists and a civilian. These 3 men burrowed their way in and had to take 3 hours to extract me out. They pulled me out, got me to Bellevue Hospital, where they took me in there and I flatlined twice. They brought me back. Luckily, my sergeant came out the next morning. He was buried for 22 hours. We later found out that we're the only 2 to survive from underneath the World Trade Center. We were literally in the epicenter.
Everybody saw these extreme acts of heroism and selflessness, and not just police, EMS, firefighters coming together, but like everybody came together to help.
I saw a lot of heroes that day. Not only the Port Authority police officers, but the NYPD officers, the firefighters, and most importantly, the civilians, the people that really, I feel, are not called heroes enough. So answering the call, that's a great statement. It's something that I think has to come from within you, and it has to be something that is part of you. I never thought as a police officer going to work that I was going to get hurt, that I was going to die, because it was part of who I am.
We should never forget what America was like on September 12th, 2001. I get up every morning, I thank God that I'm an American, that I have my wife, my sons, and that I have my health. And I thank God every day that I don't forget. And I don't forget the memory, of my brothers and all the men and women who gave their lives, and the boys at Brigade. They've put so much heart and soul into this commemorative piece.
And this is a great way to pass on the story of courage, bravery, of dedication to the American way.